All right, we're here and ready. Game number 4 of the quarterfinals. 3 tickets already punched here in Division 1, and now we're ready for number 4. Pinnacle taking on Centennial. We're bringing you inside the booth. Dylan Pescatore here with you. My man Ben Smith is producing. We got our guy Mark Staskowski back between the benches for this game. It's going to be a very tight one. Centennial last night upsetting Brophy 6-0 against the Broncos. They earned their way to Mullet Arena, which is where they went 3-0 last year on their way to a Division 1 state championship. They take on Pinnacle, who they beat in the semifinals last year to make it to that championship game against Notre Dame. But now Pinnacle's the favorite. Number 2 Pinnacle Pioneers, a great year for them, 15-2-3 for Centennial. Up and down the air, now they're ready to get it going in the playoffs. They had a great performance last night against Brophy, and now they go up against Pinnacle. We're going to do the national anthem here. We'll be right back. We're going to bring in Mark, and the puck will drop here for game number 4. I'll be right back here on the AHSHA YouTube page.
At this time, we ask that you please rise where you are with us, and please remove your hands as we honor the United States of America with a pledge of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light, across the valley we hail at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad skies stand bright stars, for the path we walk, for the path we stray. Was in the bed. Oh, sing the last star-spangled banner.
All right, back here at Mullet for Pinnacle and Centennial. The defending champions, Centennial Coyotes, against Pinnacle, who are the number 2 seed in Division 1. Goalies today for Centennial. They go back to who face off with Pinnacle in that semifinal game. Logan Gibbs, the senior, the assistant captain. 3-7-2 this year with an .896 save percentage. but don't even think about those numbers. He is a strong goalie. He plays in playoff games. He beat Pinnacle last year with Centennial in the semifinals. For Pinnacle, it's a goalie that has only started 5 times for them in the Division I level this year. Mark Michelson, the senior goalie, has never played for Pinnacle before in any level except Division I and D2 this year. He gets the start as the senior for the Pioneers. Mark, we're ready to go here. How do the benches feel down there?
You know, they feel very heavy. Everyone's nervous. Everyone's looking ready, though. I think everyone's trying to soak it in. Like, we're here. We're in Bold Arena. Let's just get this done.
We're ready to go. The final quarterfinal of the day here from Mullet. Jackson Steele and Charlie Fox on the draw. Centennial wins it, and Gabrick puts it off the glass for the Coyotes. A couple returners from that championship team for the Coyotes from last year. Gabrick, Steele, Logan Gibbs. He's in net tonight. But a lot of new faces as well. Here is Jackson Steele, but the play is offside. So last year in that semifinal game, which was almost a year ago today, it was a 5-2 Centennial win, but Pinnacle did score first with Cooper O'Mahony, the offensive defenseman. It was 1-1 at the end of 2. Centennial then took advantage and won the game 5-2. Jackson Steele had a goal in that game. He is one of the returners to this year's squad. Logan Gibbs was facing off with Austin Shardle, who's now playing junior hockey in Fort Wayne, Indiana. This one goes into the bench area. Head coaches for both teams, Caleb Drinkhouse, second year championship coach. First year championship, not too bad. He rocks it looks like a red checkered shirt with the red bow tie. Says he's not superstitious, but a little bit stitious. For Centennial, the 10 seed, and Pinnacle's head coach, Chris Illing, third year as Division I head coach for him. These Pioneers, they can score with anybody. They are very good defensively. The one question coming in to this year and the entire year has been their goaltending. They've split goaltending time between Ben Stanger, the junior, and the senior Mark Michelson. Michelson gets the start in today's playoff game. For Centennial, we knew it was Logan Gibbs the entire way. He's their guy. He's their starter. He did not start in the championship last year because they had the senior, Chance Taylor, who made one of the biggest saves of his life against Reed Gramlich in overtime in that championship game. Here's Logan Chitka. He gets past Chili and back down low. Back up top, Gavin Williams. His shot was blocked down. Tyson Derryberry to Alex Illing. Illing cuts to the slot. His shot saved by Gibbs. Illing has one of the toughest shots in terms of speed, in terms of just how his velocity on it. And he had a great regular season, 18 points in 12 games. He also leads AHSHA in power play goals with 6. This is a top unit for Pinnacle. Kamen, Chitka, and Illing. Carson Kamen with a great regular season. One for the ages, 44 points in 15 games. We're going to get more into that and his career with Pinnacle as we go along. He is a champion on this Pinnacle team. He was on the freshman team, or I should say as a freshman, he was on Pinnacle Division I when they won the championship, the last one at Oceanside. Jackson Steele behind the net. Centering pass looking for Giddings. It went past him. Chili keeps the blue line. Here is Steele one more time. He'll put it down behind. Michelson using his blocker to direct it there. Gavin Williams, cross-ice pass, and a great one. Here's Carson Kamen on the break. Kamen shoots, and he put it way high and off the glass. What an incredible pass there by Gavin Williams as he went cross-ice, and Kamen was all in alone. Knopfler will go back up the wall. Steele to center. Pinnacle stretches you out. They will find ways with their great talent as Gibbs is going to keep this one in play. Hatton turns it over. Knopfler's shot went high. Back in front. Loose puck in the crease. Picked up by Landon Jans for Centennial. Didn't get much on it. Kept in by Jamison Bell. Back in front. Loose puck. Who's got it? Knopfler was poking at it. Gibbs somehow kept it out. Bell at the top. Played for Horizon last year and now Pinnacle for his senior year. Iacono for Hammond as they start cycling the puck. Hammond trying to cut toward the net. Back door had Knopfler, but couldn't get his stick down on the ice. Went off Gibbs. Now Bell turns with it on the wall. Centennial pinned up here as Hammond will go around the net. A long offensive zone shift for the Pioneers. Down low for Knopfler. who head coach Chris Illing calls their best player no matter what. Doesn't have the most points or the most assists or goals, but he completes them as a team and is a true 200-foot player. 3.5 minutes in to this game. Easton Stockford behind the net for the Pioneers. Centennial scored 6 goals last night. Overall, they had trouble scoring this year. They scored the 3rd least amount of goals in Division I. But a key thing for them is staying out of the box, and that's going to be important for them today against Pinnacle and their great power play, which was tied for 1st in power play goals this year. Patton knocks the loose puck down. Puck in front. Where is it? It is behind Michelson. Who has it? And it's not past the line. The first real chance for Centennial, and Michelson keeps it out. Mark, that was a long offensive zone shift for Pinnacle. How did they do it?
Just keeping it in the zone is important, and especially for Pinnacle. I was talking to some of these guys during warm-ups. They said they want it bad. And honestly, it sounds like they want it more than Centennial, but Centennial is also coming out the gates pretty good.
Centennial with a chance right there. They get it down low. Here's Melissa and Hoover, along with Sawinski. This is the top offensive unit for Centennial. Vincent Hines, drop pass for A.J. Lang. Blocker save from Gibbs. Now on the other side, and almost potted in on the far side by the Pioneers. That was Nathan Chatsworth. Long pass, 2-on-1. Hoover had to glove it down, got a shot away. Melissa was on the rebound, but it got blocked off his stick. Gabrick toward the net. Michelson can't hold it. Melissa tried the other side. Taken to the wall by Ethan Glantz. Can tell a little shakiness from Mark Michelson so far. Letting rebounds out, not catching the puck. First 5 minutes here in a playoff game. First playoff game, of course, in Arizona for Michelson. He spent some time in Wisconsin, in Kelowna, Wisconsin, and then spent last year in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, at the Coeur d'Alene Hockey Academy. Moved back to Arizona where he grew up and enrolled in Pinnacle, and is now starting in a playoff game for them. Here's Landon Jans, steps in, shoots, it went wide to the short side. Jans is just a freshman, led the team in assists this year. He is a true player. He's going to be great in just a couple years when he gets older. This year, 13 points in 15 games for Jans in his freshman year. Not too bad. Charlie Fox lays a big hit on that freshman, and Steele puts down Fox in retaliation. Lance lost it. The Pioneers can't get the puck out of their own zone right now. Centennial with a good push here after Pinnacle controlled the first 4 minutes. Ian Schmall can't get it past Gabrick, who backhands it out. Nice move from Steele. He has numbers with O'Sullivan. Steele shoots, saved by Michelson with the right pad. Giddings on the loose puck, backhands it down. Derryberry off the wall. Schmall can't get it out, kept in at the blue line. O'Sullivan plays with it at the top of the circle. Soft shot in on Michelson. He gets it to the corner. Goes to battle with Tyson Derryberry. This Centennial team is gritty. They're going to find their way to a couple goals if they can. They're not going to be pretty. They're going to be in the dirty areas, finding ways for rebounds and such. Shilly gets it ahead. Chitka will make Shilly go and chase after it again. Hoover off the wall. Illing couldn't keep it in. Ganesh, who started the scoring last night, has it. Over to O'Sullivan. Back to Ganesh. His stick lifted by Williams. Still loose. Nobody picked it up. Now Illing for Pinnacle. Illing and Kamen as they enter the zone. Kamen all the way across. Finds a trailer, and it went off the side of the net. One more try for Illing, and it got blocked in front. Derryberry now, and it skips wide. Ganesh blocked a slap shot from Illing from feet away. That's playoff time for you. One more try for Illing, and it got blocked off the stick of Miller and out of play. What a block by Jai Ganesh in front, as Illing had a point-blank chance in front. Watch this. Bang. Blocked off his leg. You got to be a special type of player and a special type of team for one of your players to go and block that shot down, and that's what Ganesh did just there. Chitka wins this draw, but it goes between the Pinnacle defensemen, and Williams and Derryberry have to go chase it down. Pressured by the freshman Sawinski. Two really impactful freshmen on this Centennial team, Sawinski and Jans. Hoover did a nice job of keeping it in. Williams will try the far side now. with Chika. Up for Kamen. Kamen shot blocked down by Schilly. Almost 3 points per game in the regular season for Kamen. Ealing's pass blocked down now. Stockford in the corner. Logan Chika taking off the puck. And Schilly will break it out by skating it out. He's taken down. He gets the puck deep. That's all he's got to do, and Schilly will head to the bench. Stockford couldn't get past a couple more Coyotes. Jans will go off the wall. Looking for Alfonso. Here comes Knopfler the other way for the Pioneers. Steele staying with him. Loose puck, Illing on it. One more try, and Kamen was wide open backdoor, but it jumped off his stick. Bell knocks it down low. Patton on it for the Coyotes. This is a line that pinned in Centennial last time. Knopfler from a sharp angle, saved by Gibbs. One more try, comes back to Knopfler. Drag, shoot, saved by Gibbs. And he holds. Mark, how important is it tonight? Gibbs is going to see a lot of the puck, but he's got to make sure he holds on to it and not allow Pinnacle to have those long shifts.
I mean, yeah, long shifts, you don't want those, but as well as you need to keep fresh legs out there. You don't want tired guys there. It's a playoff game. It's playoff hockey. It's AHSHA playoff hockey. These guys are going to come out faster than both teams. I'm just looking forward to see who puts it in the net first here.
We've had chances from both sides. Hammond to Iacono. Will go behind the net now. Knopfler playing with them as well. Glance over to O'Mahony. Has a good shot and it got deflected in front just wide by Iacono. Alfonso tried the wall. Couldn't get it out. Now toward the net, and Gibbs somehow kept that out, maybe with the help of the post on the chance from Knopfler. Patton off the glass and out. Centennial getting the clears they need when possible, and more importantly, the saves that they need. Iacono tried to go to Knopfler. He let it go between his legs to the wall. O'Mahony across for Glance. Pass behind him. Patton will get on to this one. Knopfler got there first. This line for Pinnacle, cycling the puck well. O'Mahony with another keep here. Centennial can't get it out. Patton has to go back and chase after it. Hammond at the goal line. Centennial doing everything they can to pack the house. They have numbers the other way, but tired legs. Giddings for Centennial. Stops on a dime. Tried to find Steele. And he gets right back on it. Does Robert Giddings, the senior. He'll turn and exit with the help of Hoover. First try, no. Second try does get it out to center. Right off the bench is Melissa, who missed the hit on Hammond. Here's Knopfler again. He's been on for a while now. Knopfler at the circle. Knopfler cutting in front, and his shot was blocked down. Another try, and he put it high and wide. Lang back to Derryberry. Gabrick goes off the glass, but not out. Pinnacle doing a good job of cycling the puck here and keeping it in deep. Sawinski will skate it out. Has some good speed on the forehand. Goes all the way across. Here's Ben Elarth, who scored last night. Tossed it toward the net. Weird bounce off of Derryberry's skate. Centennial couldn't take advantage. Here's Hoover. Hoover and Williams to battle. Elarth keeps it into blue. Shot blocked. Breakaway chance for Pinnacle. It's O'Mahony who moves in. His shot blocker saved by Gibbs. Or check that. That was Chatsworth who blocked the shot and went all the way down the ice. Elarth can't get it out. Pinnacle keeping the puck in the zone. Cycling the puck. Forcing Centennial to try to get it out multiple times a shift. Chatsworth with a nice backhand try in front. Couldn't find his man. Here come the Coyotes the other way. Trying to go off the wall was Giddings. Stockford read it well and gives it right back to where Gibbs stands behind his own net. 3:30 to go in the first period. No score just yet. Landon Jans to center. Gets past Bell and in the offensive end, but Giddings was offside. We thank everybody for tuning in of our quarterfinal coverage here from Mullet Arena. We will be back on Tuesday night, 6:30 and 8 p.m. for the semifinals. And then, of course, the championship on Saturday. If you can't make it, make sure to watch. And if you can make it, make sure to come. $15 ticket gets you in to the championship game. This is offside. February 1st, next Saturday, 6 p.m. puck drop. Giddings is taken down. This play is onside. Fox into the circle. Saved by Gibbs. With how this game is going and how Pinnacle's offense works, Gibbs is going to need upwards of 45 or 50 saves. And also some goal support. Fox down low. Turns with it, takes a hit from Miller. Biggest defenseman on the Centennial team. Ethan Schilly will come back behind his own net. Up to Landon Jans. Jans up to Giddings. Takes a knock from Bell. Bell will skate up into this one. Puck bounced on him. Centennial whips it out. 2:10 to go. Long pass for Logan Chitka. Chitka didn't play with Pinnacle the last few years, and now in his junior year is allowed to play, and has been played great. Second on the team in points, and the other than Carson Kamen, the only other 10-plus goal scorer. Chitka had 10 this year, 19 points in 12 games. Illing with a nice pass to Kamen. Kamen steps up, he shoots, he hits the crossbar, and it goes out of play. Centennial backing up a little bit too much there on Kamen, and he let it rip. You could see it hit the crossbar. That was a great look from our camera behind the goal. Ringing the bar, and it went up and out. The officials order Centennial. Well, they don't order Centennial. They tell Centennial, you had 7 players on the ice. Can't do that. Gabrick used the wall, kept in by O'Mahony, tosses it into the open corner. 90 seconds to go here in the first period. Pinnacle has come out hard. This has really been, of the 4 teams that got the 2-week bye by getting the number 1 to 4 seeds, the team that has come out the hardest has been the Pinnacle Pioneers. They haven't scored yet, but they've had a lot of good chances. Chitka gets on this rebound. Back out to O'Mahony, who walks the line. His shot was blocked by Melissa. He's going to have to chase after this one. Trying to lift the stick of O'Mahony. Almost got past him. The junior and Mark Melissa. Here's Kamen across the line. Illing's going back door. He'll stop at the half wall. Look for O'Mahony, the defenseman coming down from the blue line. Now in front, Chitka looking for Kamen. Back to Derryberry, who shoots. He scores! Tyson Derryberry in the final minute of the first, and Pinnacle takes the lead. Derryberry played 18 games this year. He scored just 2 goals, but that's what happens in the playoffs. Who you think is going to score doesn't, and vice versa. Derryberry let it rip from the blue line and puts Pinnacle up 1-0. Assists to Logan Chitka and Carson Kamen. Hammond ahead for Knopfler. Knopfler looking for number 2, and it went high. 40 minutes, 40 seconds to go here in the first period. Knopfler waits, looks over his options, gets it to Iacono. Goes around Elarth and around the net. Elarth will go to Ganesh. Ganesh ahead for O'Sullivan. Centennial with a few chances earlier in the first period, but Michelson stood up to them. Iacono, drop pass for Hammond. Down low, looking for Iacono one more time. Picked off by O'Sullivan. He's taken down, and the period comes to an end. 1-0 Pinnacle on a goal by Tyson Derryberry. Assists to Chitka, Logan that is, and Carson Kamen. We'll be back in just a minute for period number 2.
We walk together forever as hockey fans. Loyal to the game, hockey will always be in our blood. Skeptics said hockey didn't belong in the desert. but it motivated a generation of players and spawned NHL stars. Hockey does belong in Arizona, and the game, it's not over.
We play for what matters.
The Arizona High School State Championships, February 1st at Mullets.
Back here at Mullet Arena, Mark, it is the end of the first period. How are things looking down there? 1-0 Pinnacle. How did they feel when they scored their goal?
They were absolutely electric. I mean, the bench lit up in a few seconds. It was pretty cool to see. But, you know, a lot of chatter on the bench, a lot of communications between coaches trying to get lines together. But all together, Pinnacle's been pretty solid, as well as Centennial knows they want to come back.
Pinnacle up 1-0 after one as we start the second period here from Mullet Arena. The number 2 Pioneers looking to punch their ticket to the semis as Gibbs makes another stop on Illing. Stockford back at the blue line. Waits, shoots, it went high and off the glass. Kamen on that rebound. This is that top unit for Pinnacle. Kamen, Chitka, and Illing. Jackson Steele takes it away. Steele takes a knock from Stockford. Keeps going down the boards. Giddings looking to pry it off the wall. Pinned to it by Bell. Behind the net is Stockford. For Centennial, it's a little bit of desperation time now. You got to find a way to score with how quick Pinnacle is offensively. Kamen shoots, it went wide. Rebound for Illing, he scores! Off the back wall, in the back of the net, Alex Illing, just 1 minute and 4 seconds into the second period. Mentioned how quick they are, and they make me at least look good a little bit. Mark, what'd you see on that play? Came and missed the net, Illing cleaned it up.
I mean, just a nasty rebound, you know, short side, and he tucked it in, and I think that's all you're trying to do. You crash the net, the coaches praise that play, crash to the net, get 8 sticks in front, and they did it perfectly, and now they're up by 2 because of it.
Illing with the goal, had 8 goals in 12 games in the regular season, did Alex Illing for Pinnacle. Carson Kamen set it up, he gets the assist. Hoover will pick it up for Centennial, now down 2-0. We have not seen a team that got the bye come out like this. Of the 3 teams that had the byes, Flagstaff, Hamilton, and Mountain Ridge, no team came out with this type of firepower. Mark, why do you think that might be? As Hammond moves in, Hammond to the net, and it just goes wide. Why do you think Pinnacle had more maybe juice from the start than the other 3 teams that had the bye and didn't play in 2 weeks?
I think it's all about it. You know, Pinnacle's had that couple of 2 weeks to, you know, get prepared and ready. And I think, you know, Pinnacle, even in warm-ups, they were electric. They're all about high intensity and high energy, and I think it's starting to work.
They have been high intensity since the first puck drop, and now they lead 2-0. They'll give the assists to Stockford and Kamen on that goal. Kamen now with 2 assists in this game. AJ Lang gets it directed to the corner. In the 2 games that these 2 teams played against each other, one was a close game, a 5-4 win for Pinnacle earlier in the year, which was on October 20th. It was a 5-4 win. Illing had a power play goal to win the game, or at least it was a game-winning goal with 6 minutes to go, and then they closed it down. Then they played again on December 14th with both rosters not up to snuff in terms of a lot of call-ups and a lot of players not there, and Pinnacle won 6-1. Carson Kamen has not played against Centennial until right now, and we're not even halfway through this one. He already has 2 assists. Gavin Williams along the wall. Flipped out. Lang. Pinned to the wall by Patton. Or check that, Hartman. Gibbs makes the save and bobbled it a little bit. Centennial being outshot 19-4. They've had chances here and there, but they haven't been able to have any consistent offensive zone time. Because of how the games went earlier today, Mountain Ridge, well, I should say, depending on how this game ends up, if Centennial wins, they will face off with Mountain Ridge. But if the score stands, Pinnacle will face off with Hamilton. And Desert Vista will take on Mountain Ridge. What a story for Desert Vista. Upset Notre Dame last night, and just not a usual upset, as Kamen Shot is knocked down by Gibbs and taken behind the net. They not only knock off Notre Dame, they come back down 4-0 to beat Notre Dame last night. 4-4 tie at the end of 3, 5-4 final score as they won the shootout. 7-round shootout last night at the Ice Den in Scottsdale. It was incredible. This is played by a high stick, negated by Gabrick, who played it ahead for Jans. And then Desert Vista comes out today, and they played last night. That game ended at 10 o'clock, 10:15. Some players on that team, as it just gets stuck to Gibbs' pad, had a game at 11 a.m. today for their respective travel teams. And then they had a game at 3 p.m. today here at Mullet, facing off with Flagstaff, who had a 14-win season. They found a way, and they looked ready to go. The Desert Vista team, very impressive, a 4-2 win today against the Flagstaff Avalanche. Stockford back at the blue. Throws it in front. A ton of bodies there. Along with Dane Caudle, who Pinnacle really likes to use in all aspects, in all situations, especially on the PK. He's a true 200-foot player. Ahead for Giddings. He'll go off the wall. He'll take a hit from Stockford, but he's going to draw a penalty for that. That is a penalty against Stockford. And we have our first penalty of the day, which I'm sure Ben is a little happy about. He gets to use the penalty box cameras, right? 2-0 Pinnacle in front. Stockford is going to the penalty box. Is it a rough? Yes. Roughing call.
Okay. I was going to play. I saw a little bit of head contact, so I was thinking possibly a 2-10, but luckily only got roughing.
And there are the penalty box cameras. The officials determined they did not see any head contact, so it is just a 2-minute roughing call. Power play for Centennial, which overall this year is led by Melissa, as it goes out of play on a shot from Steele. Mark Melissa on the power play this year has 3 power play goals, and no one else has more than 1, which you can go into, hey, we have a lot of depth in terms of our offense, but also Melissa's our guy to use, and he's out there right now. Pinnacle wins the draw with Ethan Glant taking it back. Maddox Hoover for Centennial for Gabrick. Back to Hoover. Jai Ganesh had a goal yesterday. Over for Steele. His shot went high. Michelson might have got a piece. Bell can't get it out. He's surrounded by 2 Coyotes. Wins that puck battle. Swiping at it to just get it out of the zone, and helped by Cole Iacano, they do. Knopfler looking to move shorthanded, and it goes out of play as we get our first souvenir of the day. But sadly, I guess you can't keep it. The security guard said, I'd like to take that. They give it right back.
Funny story about security. They have been locked down, said we could barely get into this place. It was pretty funny.
They are very strict, probably for good reason. But we'll give off the message. Make sure to buy your tickets. for all games, including $10 for the semifinals on Tuesday. You get both games. Championship, $15 next Saturday. Make sure to check out AHSHA Hockey on Twitter, Instagram, AHSHAplayoffs.com for all your playoff needs, information, tickets, anything you could want. And if you can't make it, which really there's no excuse, and we'll get into that in a little bit. If you can't make it here, we will have the live stream for you for every single game of the Division I year for the rest of the way. Michelson with the save on the shot by Elarth and cleared out. 30 seconds until Stockford's out of the box. I say no excuses because I just met Vinny Heise's grandma, who went all the way from Wisconsin to be here for the playoffs. I asked her, are you going to be here for the whole week? She said, I hope so, and I hope that I get to see a couple more games from the Pioneers. 2-on-1 shorthanded here for Pinnacle. Ailing gets it back and put it high as Chile got a stick on it. But if you do have a reason to not be here, we will be here live streaming the games. Me and Steve Peters will be doing the semis, and then me, Steve Peters, and certain Todd Walsh, which if you're a hockey fan in the desert, you know of him. We're back to even strength, and Pinnacle ices the puck. A key opportunity there for Centennial to take advantage on the power play, but they only got a couple chances, and Michelson was up to snuff. Pinnacle now up 20-5 in terms of shots on goal. About halfway through this one of our fourth game of our quadruple header today. Started at 3 o'clock. What is it now? About 8:30? 9 o'clock. Been together for a long time. Hope everybody's enjoying the streams and watching when they can. You'll be here Tuesday night. 3 teams we know will be there. DV will be there. Mountain Ridge will be there. Hamilton will be there. Will Pinnacle be there? Will Centennial be there? Trevor Patton, did he get the red line? He did not. That's an icing. He had all the room to get there, just forgot to get to the red. Mark, what are you hearing down there from Centennial? They got to get some offense going here.
Yeah, I mean, that's all the coach has been preaching down here is, you know, get pucks in deep, get people in front of the net, and I guess score goals as well.
Easier said than done against a very good Pinnacle defense. Allowed the second least amount of goals this year, just over 2 goals a game. And when you have their talent offensively, you're going to win a lot more games than you lose with those stats. And you're only giving up 2 goals a game. And you have guys, Carson Kamen, Logan Chitka, Alex Illing, Mason Knopfler. We can go down the entire forward list. Even some defensemen in there who added offensively, like a Cooper O'Mahony. Chatsworth with a nice pass over to Lang. Lang for Highs at the top of the circle. Shoot, saved by Gibbs. Rebound cleared out of harm's way by Elarth. Ganesh to Hoover. Hoover takes a hit to make a play to Ganesh. Huge collision in the corner. Sharp angle try by Sawinski. Patted away by Michelson. AJ Lang trying to go through the legs of Elarth. Centennial breaks it out. Long pass for Hartman. He stops and holds. Has O'Sullivan with him. Blocked by Gavin Williams as he went down to a knee and took it right in the chest. O'Sullivan and Derryberry battling for it. Iacono. O'Sullivan, Ganesh forcing it in. Elarth to the net. Michelson let it hit off the wall. Good offensive zone time here for Centennial, but they like to get the puck to some high danger areas. They've been along the wall now for a while. This will be an icing against the Pioneers.
I mean, we just haven't been able to see a lot of offense from Centennial like we have Pinnacle. As Pinnacle has 21 shots and Centennial has only registered 6. And it's already the second period. I mean, you got to be able to get shots on net if you're going to win a game.
You're exactly right, Mark. And Centennial offensively, it's been up and down this year. They've had chances to score, but keep in mind, this is a very different team from last year's team that scored over 100 goals in the regular season and won the championship. Their pretty much entire top six, other than Jackson Steele, are gone. Seniors or juniors moving on to play hockey at a higher level. Ryan McCaughey, Ryan Gabuya, Cade Pareja, and other really good players like Chase Kane as well. Lost a lot of seniors from that team. They had 15 seniors last year. They were stacked. Stays on the outside here. Stockford will use the wall. Pass Schilly. Back to Stockford. At the half wall. Nice move down to the goal line. He'll circle the net. Feeds the blue line for Jamison Bell. Bell with a nice move. Down to the circle. All the way across. Couldn't find a passing partner. Hammond turned it over for Gabrick. Steele will backhand it in. Bell tried to skate it out. Fought through Landon Jans to get there. Kept in by Miller. Knopfler picks up the loose puck, and out come the Pioneers. Knopfler at the circle. Save by Gibbs. Rebound, and he swipes it out of harm's way with his big goalie stick. Giddings with a nice pass to neutral. Here's Steele. A shot saved by Michelson. There's been a lot of rebounds there, but Pinnacle's done a good job of cleaning them up. Knopfler with a breakaway pass. Here's Kamen behind the D. Kamen shoots, and he got just a little too much of it as he put it high. He had room up there over the blocker of Gibbs as it comes right back in front. Came in one more time, and the net comes off, and Illing missed the net either way. So we get the whistle with 4:14 to go in the second. Mark, you can see it down low even better than me, but how quick and how skillful are these Pinnacle forwards?
They're fast, they're big, they're strong, they hit hard, they skate fast. I mean, these guys are just so well-rounded hockey players. Versus Centennial, they're still trying to find their groove in this game. And unfortunately for them, it's taken them a little while to find.
This is a team that played less than, or a little bit more than 24 hours ago. Last night at the Ice Den, Pinnacle, 2 weeks rest. Sawinski, the freshman. Backhands it in deep. Hoover's going to go and chase after it. Chitka gets on the loose puck. As the center, he picks it up. Pinnacle with speed, another odd man rush, but they're offside. Kamen in a little bit too early for Illing. Centennial's a very young team this year, other than last year. Like I mentioned, 15 seniors, which is good and also bad. When you look at good, they have a lot of juniors and sophomores and even freshmen who are making big impacts, which means they're going to have a bright future ahead of them. Landon Jans, Nick Sawinski, a lot of really good juniors as well. Jackson Steele's a junior. Mark Melissa's a junior. Ethan Schilly and Jai Ganesh. They'll be older next year, and they'll be much better for sure. They're down 2-0 here in the quarterfinals. And you give them a lot of credit. Number 10 seed, not the greatest regular season by number standpoint, but a great fight last night to make it their way to Mullet, and this is a great experience for everybody. Kamen puts it wide. Talking with some Pinnacle coaches last year, even though Pinnacle did not make the championship or win it, Ian Schmall got the opportunity to play a lot of big playoff minutes, and he was a D2 call-up last year. Got to play a lot of big minutes, and he said, along with the coaches, that it really helped him. Playing in big games, now he's ready to really make an impact in his junior year. Pinnacle again with odd man rush. Kamen across for Illing. Illing walks in, saved by Gibbs. Centennial a little off right now as Pinnacle is taking advantage. Here's O'Sullivan. He has Hartman cutting toward the net. Pass just in front of him. Hartman on net. Michelson with the save. Rebound cleared out, but not out. Gabrick's shot got deflected on the way. Michelson might have got a piece. Elarth keeps it in with his skate. Elarth down the wall. His shot went off a stick and out of play. Mark, how important is it for these young guys to get experience in big games like this?
you know, these tough experiences, especially for the freshmen and even the sophomores, is just, you know, playing a higher level of hockey than most people your age. It really shapes a player, especially when you get to do it at a young age. You get used to it younger, you're able to develop faster into it.
Great to see a lot of the young players for both teams getting this experience, and all teams really. I mean, you have 8 teams of the 12 in Division I that get to play at least one game at Mullet Arena in front of a lot of fans here, in front of a great atmosphere. And it's a great atmosphere in life, or a great experience in life for a lot of these players, and also a great experience in hockey. Final 2 minutes here in the second period. Gavin Williams back for Pinnacle. Shilly uses the wall to keep it in. Centennial finding their footing a little bit here, as this will go down for an icing against the Pioneers. Centennial trying to work a little bit more on the offensive end. They'll send out Jans, they'll send out Steele, they'll send out Giddings. Jackson Steele in his junior year, 8 points in 10 games. He was injured midway through the year. A full season of Jackson Steele in his senior year is going to be scary. We're going to cut the ice after this period, a full 15-minute intermission before we start the third. So not a 1-minute intermission like we had between the first and second. Iacono looking to push it past Chili. Knopfler gets there. Pass across for Hammond. Knopfler toward the net in his skates. Backhand try, saved by Gibbs. Logan Gibbs has been strong tonight. Another good save on the backhand try from Knopfler. It'll be a face-off to the right of Gibbs. Gabrick will take it against Knopfler. Knopfler wins it back. Derryberry keeps it in amongst the snow at the blue line. Williams' shot, Gibbs somehow saw and gloves. Pioneers with a good contingent out here at Mullet. As they usually do, and we thank all of our viewers for watching. For the Hamilton, Desert Vista, and Mountain Ridge fans, we will see you on Tuesday. Make sure to pay attention to the AHSHA hockey website for times on who plays when. Last minute here in the second. Iacono comes out with it, saved by Gibbs. It's down low for Knopfler. Williams toward the net, tipped in front and directed to the corner. Miller tried to take Knopfler off the puck, and he did. And he uses the wall to exit the zone. Here is the freshman Landon Jans. Thought he was on the same page with Jackson Steele. They were not. Pinnacle takes over with Iacono. Iacono finds the trailer, and Ethan Glance's shot saved by Gibbs. It's directed to the corner. 12 seconds to go. Last chance for Pinnacle here in the second. Glance to the net, save. Rebound chance, still loose in the blue crease. Who's got it? Few more stops by Gibbs. One more try through the crease. And to the end of the second we go. Pinnacle up 2-0. Mark, what'd you think now? End of 2-0 Pinnacle. What were your impressions of that period?
Pinnacle, both of these teams get a nice 15-minute break to evaluate. I think what's going to happen at Centennial locker is that coach going to be talking a lot about getting pucks in deep, getting offense going, getting shots off, and setting up offensive plays. And I think for Pinnacle's locker room, they're going to hear from their coach mostly just about keeping that puck in that zone, the offensive zone, playing big defense, playing big, hitting hard, and playing fast and easy hockey.
Easy hockey, the name of the game for Pinnacle. Centennial needs 2 in the third. We'll be back after the ice cut.
We walk together forever as hockey fans. Loyal to the game, hockey will always be in our blood. skeptics said hockey didn't belong in the desert. But it motivated a generation of players and spawned NHL stars. Hockey does belong in Arizona, and the game, it's not over.
We play for what matters.
The Arizona High School State Championships, February 1st at Mullets.
Back here at the Mullet. What is this, period number 12 of our live streams today? It's been a marathon of quarterfinal games as we bring you in to Mullet Arena here in Tempe. Dylan Pescator, Mark Kostowski, right between the benches. My man Ben Smith producing the game as well and producing all of our games as we go along. 3 semifinal slots have been confirmed with one more to go. Pinnacle up 2-0 after 2 periods. 1-0 after 1, Tyson Derryberry with the goal. 2-0 after 2, Alex Illing with the goal in the first minute of the second period. 15 minutes until Pinnacle can finish this one off. Centennial needs 2. Mark, one key for Centennial. How can they come back in this game?
Get shots on net. Get that offense flowing. Make those passes connect. Make those shots hit the net. And when you shoot the puck, have a shoot-to-score mentality. I think that's how they're going to come back in this game.
Shoot-to-score mentality. That's important for Centennial. They got 15 minutes to score 2 and tie this game up. Pinnacle, 15 minutes to close this out and head on to the semifinals. George Hammond across. Iacono shot locked down by Schilly. Pinnacle's done a great job of playing in the offensive zone, cycling the puck as Knopfler hit the outside of the post. And that's the best way to kill time. It's not playing in your own zone, it's playing offense. And if they can find one more, it probably would be the dagger for Pinnacle to move on to the semifinals. Well, you have to look back at the record books. They make at least the semis, it seems like, every single year. Last year, making the semis against Centennial. 2 years ago, made the semis against Desert Vista and lost in both of those games. The year prior, they won the championship against Notre Dame. And this year, they're now 14 minutes away from heading back to the semis. And the year before that, they also won the championship before they beat Notre Dame. So if you're on a Pinnacle Division I team, no matter if it's a great year or I'd say middle of the pack year, but the worst year for Pinnacle in the past few years has been a 5th place finish, which they still made the semifinals with. You are going to be able to make at least the semis and be wins away from the championship. Goes to show how great the Pinnacle organization is. 4 great teams, D1, D2, D3, JV. Before every year, every player in the Pinnacle organization goes up to Flagstaff in August. And they do a lot of team building. They do some skates at J. Lively. And they just have to get together and say, what do we want to be this year? They set their goals for the year. Personal, team. Got a lot of new players, especially this year. It's all about team building and coming together as an organization. Alfonso pins A.J. Lang to the corner. Vinny Hayes down for Lang. Back to Hayes. At the goal line, he shoots off the side of the net and it goes off. Mark, I want to ask you, because I just talked about Pinnacle having so much organization and team chemistry. How important is chemistry on the ice?
Oh, that's my number one topic. Chemistry is the best thing you can have with a team in hockey. Knowing where someone is, knowing where someone's going to be, and just being able to be that target for the puck and be able to know where your target's going to be when you pass that puck, and be able to be confident, know that when I pass this puck to someone, they're going to accept it and they're going to have a fair play chance at scoring.
Chemistry is imperative. Logan Chitka was new to this Pinnacle team, but he played with Alex Illing, Coyotes 18U travel team together. So they've had that chemistry, even though they didn't play with Pinnacle together until this year. Back to the blue line. Gavin Williams, saved by Derry Berry, who was back in time. Kamen to center. Illing shot saved by Gibbs. Rebound comes back out in front. Centennial clears it out to neutral. Chitko with a slapper. Gibbs made the save and got enough on the rebound chance as Kamen tried to stuff it in. Here's Landon Jans for Centennial. Jans and Ganesh. Across for Ganesh. A little bit too far in front of him. One more try to the center. Glove down by Jans, so backhand it to Elarth. A shot sticked away by Michelson. This has been the line to get the most offensive opportunities for Centennial. They turn the puck over. They have a breakaway chance for Pinnacle. It's Illing moving in. Illing to the net. Poke check by Gibbs. He keeps possession. Tried to move the puck to the center. Steele will start it for Centennial. Glantz did a nice job of stepping up and giving it right back to Centennial's defensive zone. Came in off the wall. Backdoor. Knopfler shoots. He at the post. Had 2 times tonight where the iron has saved Logan Gibbs. One, it was the crossbar, and I think that might have been the crossbar as well. Or maybe when where both posts meet. Sawinski, the freshman on the half wall, tried to backhand pass, found Knopfler. Turned it over. Knopfler across for Hammond. Hammond in front for Iacono, but the pass was behind him. Cooper O'Mahony. Down low for Cole Iacono. Shilly all over him. Here's Mark Melissa. And Centennial having to go 200 feet with Maddox Hoover. You talk about players either being rusty or rested. Maddox Hoover has had an interesting weekend, to say the least. And I told the story last night, but I'll tell it again. Centennial was supposed to play, as Gibbs makes the save, the 6 p.m. game in the play-in round. They were moved to 8 p.m. because of a Brophy goaltender situation. And Maddox Hoover was in Las Vegas this weekend. He was not supposed to play at the 6 p.m. game because he had a travel tournament in Las Vegas. Because they moved it to 8 o'clock, they found him a flight that works for him as this goes down for an icing. He came back last night to play the play-in game. And then I asked Coach Drinkhouse, I said, "You're going to have Hoover tomorrow?" He said he's going to have to fly out back to Las Vegas, which would be now this morning, played a game at around noon for Mission, and then came back at 2 to play this game tonight. I said they were very fortunate that the travel tournament was in Las Vegas and not somewhere maybe back on the East Coast. Nevertheless, I hope Maddox Hoover and family racked up those Southwest points or whatever airline they might have used. Fortunate it was only a 45-minute flight from Vegas to here. Mark, what do you think about that story?
I mean, just a commitment. I mean, they say it takes a village to raise an NHL player, and there it is right there, racking up those points like you were saying, but also paying all that money to fly out. That just shows how important it is for this player and how important it is to be here at the AHSHA playoffs.
Maddox Hoover, in his senior year, looking to extend it. Need 2 goals here in the third. Elarth back at the blue, tosses it into Michelson, who holds. He's just seen 11 shots today. So Michelson has been in Kelowna, Wisconsin. He's been in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, and now he's back in Scottsdale playing for Pinnacle, playing here at Mullet Arena. Idaho State I've actually never been to. Ben, I don't know if you've been there, but I heard it's stunning. I heard it's really beautiful.
Idaho? Oh, yeah. I've actually got a daughter that lives there.
Oh, look at that.
Beautiful.
They live in Coeur d'Alene?
Actually, a small town called Rexburg.
Rexburg, Idaho.
Idaho Falls, yeah.
Oh, I heard it's stunning.
Beautiful, beautiful state.
Well, Mark Michelson decided to spend his junior year of high school over there, and now his senior year with Pinnacle as he holds this puck with 9 minutes to go in the third period. From Wisconsin, it must be freezing over there right now, to Idaho, and now here in Arizona. Steele will take this draw. Ganesh, as Steele is kicked out, pushes it forward. Gavin Williams on it behind his own net. Shotsworth with a nice breakout pass for Highs. Gabrick backhands it back to neutral. Jacob Gabrick, teammates with a lot of the Pinnacle players on their travel teams, like Easton Stockford, a lot of the other junior Sun Devils. Gabrick can't move it ahead. Here's Highs. A 2-on-1 if they hurry with Shotsworth. Shotsworth to Highs. Pass in front of him as Jans was coming back for Centennial. O'Mahony turns, tosses it forward. 8:10 to go. Centennial needing to push. Jans can't get on this loose puck. Chicka forces it forward. Now Illing. Alex Illing, drop pass for Kamen. Kamen shoots, he put it high. Glance toward the net. Blocked down in front. Out of the zone. Jans chasing up to this one at the end of a shift. Jans will get onto it. Forced ahead by Chitka. Kamen on it. Kamen to Illing on the right circle. Back to Kamen, who steps in and shoots. Saved by Gibbs. Turnover. Chitka, Illing, big slap shot. He put it wide. Kamen, one more try looking for Illing as they go left to right. Back out to Glance. Pinnacle's best chance of killing the clock, and their best way of doing it is playing in the offensive zone, and that's what they've done. Mark, have you ever had a coach tell you that, playing in the offensive zone, the best way to kill time?
Yeah, because even if it goes either way, you can get someone down there and regroup it. I've never personally heard it, but it definitely does sound like a good way to waste time.
They're doing it here with Kamen and Knopfler and Illing now. See a lot of different line pairings here with the Pioneers. Here is Alex Illing one more time over to Kamen. Kamen, Knopfler shoots, he put it wide. Comes down off the barricade. 6.5 to go here in the third. Knopfler saved by Gibbs. One more try, it goes over the net. At the side of the net, Knopfler looked to center for Illing, who's at the end of a long shift. They get it over to Giddings. Giddings takes a big hit from Jamison Bell. Goes past Hammond, it'll be an icing. 2-0 Pinnacle, a goal in the first by Tyson Derryberry with under a minute to go, and then Alex Illing scored in the second. Now if this score holds, Hamilton, the number 4 team, will take on Pinnacle, and Desert Vista, number 9 Desert Vista, will take on Mountain Ridge, who really did not look like Mountain Ridge in the regular season, which is never going to happen. Regular season and playoffs are never the same. But a 1-goal game against Horizon, and not a knock against Horizon. They played great, especially defensively. That is not Mountain Ridge's game. They looked a little slower than usual. Yeah. Horizon made it a 1-goal game with a minute to go. Mountain Ridge is going to have to be a lot better. Yeah, I'm sure if you ask any of their coaches, their players, they're going to have to be a lot better to take on Desert Vista and beat them. Because that Desert Vista team, they might be a 9 seed, but they are a strong squad. And you don't always have to be the most talented team. Sometimes you have to just be the team that's hot at that moment and playing together. Semifinals Tuesday, 6:30 and 8 o'clock here at Mullet. If you can't come down and pay the $10 to get in, come and watch us here on the AHSHA YouTube page. 5:30 to go here in the third. Hammond with a nice drop pass for Knopfler, leads him in stride. His shot went over the net. Hammond at the goal line. Turns with it. Now at the half wall steal. Williams for Knopfler. Elarth takes it away. Numbers for Centennial. Ben Elarth, his shot saved by Michelson. Rebound cleared out of the way by Williams as he skated behind the net. Gabrick will wind it along the track. Iacono reverses and Pinnacle will break it out. Under 5 minutes to go, Hammond one-on-one with Hartman. Hartman with a great stick as the sophomore D got in his way. Iacono, it went past Glantz. Jans is going to chase up after this one. Glantz is going to get there first. 6 really strong defensemen for Pinnacle. Derryberry, Williams, Stockford, Bell, and these two, Glantz and O'Mahony. All with the playoff experience in their own right. Illing walks in and his shot went high. Jans with Melissa, 2-on-2. He gets it deep and goes off. Here's Mark Melissa, centering pass for Sawinski. The freshman Sawinski on the backhand. And it jumps off his stick and out of the zone. We will keep an eye here in the next few minutes for Logan Gibbs and when Coach Caleb Drinkhouse wants to pull his goaltender. Chica on the backhand. Drops it for O'Mahony. Cooper O'Mahony, his shot. Blocked down. It hit Illing on the way. Glove down by Chica off the wall. 3:25 to go. Pinnacle will take it out to neutral with Glantz. Melissa cuts off the pass, has Sawinski with him. He'll take a large hit from Glantz, who's a big body defenseman. This one goes into the Pinnacle bench. Good catch by Tyson Derryberry. I think he's looking for a fist bump from Coach Vince Holt. 3:05 to go here in the third. After this game, we hope to get Mark with our player of the game, which is yet to be determined. We'll have Mark grab one of the players on the winning team, which right now looks like the Pioneers, and ask him a couple questions. As Steele's shot goes out of play. Right now, there's a lot of great candidates. Derryberry had the first goal. Alex Illing with the second goal. Kamen has 2 points. Mark Michelson right now has been really good. It was a tough decision between Ben Sanger and Mark Michelson for the Pinnacle Pioneers coaching staff. But they conducted each other and they went with Michelson, along with asking some of the players of their leadership group. Here's Caudle in front for Schmall. Couldn't get it to go. Back up top, Stockford. He turned it over. Centennial the other way. Gabrick ahead. Went off the skate of Bell and down low. 2.5 to go. Hartman stops it at the red. Gabrick gets it deep. 2:10 now. Keeping an eye on Gibbs. Steele tried to center. Taken off his stick by Stockford. And the assistant captain gets it up to Fox. He springs him loose through neutral. Fox drops it for Schmall, whose shot goes high. Gibbs is going to keep it in play. Elarth. Gabrick now steal. Pinnacle looking to keep it in the offensive end. Under 2 minutes to go as they look to find their spot in the semifinal. Gilly for Hoover. Maddox Hoover will toss it in. If scores hold, the seeds that will make it to the semifinals, 1, 2, 4, and 9. Gibbs is out of the net. We're going 6-on-5 for Centennial. Empty net. Illing across for Kamen. Kamen all alone to the net, and he scores. Carson Kamen puts the finishing touches on this game as he scores the empty net goal and puts Pinnacle up 3-0. It'll be an unfortunate end for Centennial. A nice job by Kamen on the backhand. Kept control and puts it into the open cage. Illing also with a very unselfish play, giving up to Kamen with the open net. So he'll get an assist. 1:10 to go. I would give you the assist, but I don't know if the PA announcer is watching the game tonight because I don't know who it is, but they are not getting the names right now. We have a penalty on Sutter for a hit. And that was the first penalty of the game against Centennial, who has taken the least amount of penalty minutes in this year. They're going to send Sutter off as this game is pretty much over with 50 seconds to go. That was a hit on Derryberry, who will go all the way to the bench. And they're going to decide if this is a 2, if this is a 10, and the whole thing.
I mean, that was a pretty nasty hit. I'm thinking they're going to, obviously, how to leave the ice. It's going to be a 2 and a 10.
We'll see what they say. Let's see it again. Watch Sutter here along the wall with Derryberry. They get caught up. Derryberry goes back toward the blue line as he backhands it. The puck's out of the play, and Derryberry gets knocked from behind. So they're going to have Jans serve the 2. But it'll be a 2 and a 10 on Sutter, who's done for the night. Jans will sit in the box. They give him a 5. So a 5 for Sutter. 50 seconds to go. This game is all but over. Mark, I think there's only one answer here, as I assume you'll be looking for a player right after this game. It looks to be Carson Kamen as the player of the game, number 65 from Pinnacle. We'll see if we can talk to him before they head to the locker room. He had the 3rd goal. He had 2 assists today. He had a part of every single goal of this game. 25 seconds to go. Michelson also has been excellent. 13 shots he's faced. He's been perfect. Kamen this year, unbelievable. Almost 3 points per game. In this game, he had 3 more points. As we come down to the last few seconds, 3 teams are in, and now number 4 are the Pioneers. They're moving on to the semifinals. Pinnacle will face off with Hamilton on Tuesday. Mountain Ridge will face off with Desert Vista. Pinnacle surrounds their goaltender Mark Michelson, who earns the 15-save shutout. They win 3-0. Tyson Derryberry with the goal, Alex Illing with the goal, and Carson Kamen with the empty net goal. All teams, as usual, will shake hands, and we want to shout out the seniors for Centennial. Trevor Patton, Robert Giddings, Rocco Alfonso, Ben Elarth, Jacob Gabrick, Tyler Diamond, Maddox Hoover, Leo Lopez, Nolan Castonguay, Brendan Smith, and Logan Gibbs. All great high school careers. Sad to it come to an end here, but there's only one team that gets to say that they won the championship. Pinnacle's moving on. They will face off with number 4 seed Hamilton. For times on that game, go to AHSHAplayoffs.com. When we can, we're going to head down to Mark when he can get Carson Kamen. Got a give props to everyone on the crew today. Ben Smith has been unbelievable. 4 games in a row. Bring you up here into the booth. It's been an incredible time here doing the quarterfinals here from Mullet Arena. We will see you back here on Tuesday night, 6:30 and 8 o'clock. As Pinnacle takes down Centennial 3-0. I'll have Steve Peters with me on Tuesday and Saturday, so you'll hear less from me, which is probably a good thing, hopefully. It'll be a great time, and we had a great time today. We're going to go down to Mark now, as Carson Kamen is going to take off his helmet. He's going to put on our headset, and Mark is going to ask him a couple questions. A goal and 2 assists for Kamen today. Mark, down low with the star of Pinnacle. Kamen's going to look up at our camera.
I can barely hear him.
And there he goes.
All right.
Carson, for you, a goal and 2 assists today. How did it feel out there getting back to playoff action with Pinnacle?
Yeah, it was awesome. It's been, it's been 2 years. So, 2 years ago we fell short. So, hopefully, looking to not fall short this time.
Mark, what did you see from Carson down there?
I saw you play very defensively, very fast, very aggressive, but I do have a quick question. What was it like out there? What was that atmosphere like? Just playing in Mullet Arena, playing against Centennial.
Yeah, it's obviously, you go from the ice then, 600 seats to, 5,000. So, it's definitely, a lot bigger and, pro atmosphere, but try to ignore everything going around and just play inside the glass.
Carson, first impressions, you're going to be taking on Hamilton on Tuesday night in the semifinals. First impressions, what do they bring to the table?
Yeah, they're a great team, both ways. They got, great goalie, so, it's going to be a dogfight in the semis.
And you have 2 more wins to win a championship. What would it mean for you? You come back to Pinnacle after playing in Boston last year to bring home the championship for the Pioneers.
Yeah, it would mean a lot, as much as, I did win my freshman year, I don't care. I'm just, I want to ring just as bad as everyone else in the room. And, I think we're all playing, for the same goal and have a lot more to accomplish. This is just the quarters.
Carson, we thank you and we wish you luck on Tuesday.
Thank you.
We'll bring you back up here into the booth. That was Carson Kamen, a goal and 2 assists for him tonight for 3 points. He now has, in 16 games, including tonight, stay with me here, 47 points in 16 games. I'm not a math guy, Ben, so that's almost 3 points per game. That's pretty good. Carson Kamen, star forward here in Division I, star forward for Pinnacle. 4 games down, we have our matchups. Pinnacle, Hamilton, Mountain Ridge, Desert Vista. Desert Vista probably the team that's playing the hottest, the team that has impressed everybody, not only coming up down 4-0 to Notre Dame last night, but coming back today, the first game against Flagstaff and beating them 4-2. That's a very good Flagstaff team, and they took it to them. We will catch up with you guys Tuesday night, 6:30 and 8 o'clock. We will see what happens and who is playing at what time. That's my man Ben Smith. All thanks to him. If you think I have anything to do with anything you see today other than maybe a little bit of what you hear, that's me. Everything else is to this guy. He has been incredible. Ben, we thank you so much. You're the best.
I just want to thank everybody for watching, for tuning in. I was just looking at the numbers. We've got over 1,100 views.
Wow.
On this stream, so I can't wait to see what we hit for the semifinals and then the championship game.
Tuesday semis, Saturday championship. See you there.
Get your tickets.